Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to be using milk cotton yarn and a 4mm crochet hook. So you can use any other type and size of yarn that you have. Just make sure that it is not too thick and that you use a corresponding crochet hook. So I'm going to begin with a slip knot, and you want to make sure that your foundation chain is in the multiples of 4 plus 1. So that means it should be in the numbers like 5, 9, 13, 17, 21, 25. So for this tutorial, I'm going to chain 25. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here I have 25 chains. So I just want to do a foundation row, which is going to be acting as a border. And if you want, you can skip this next row that we want to do, and it is single crochet. And for that, I'm also going to add one more chain here, and this doesn't count as a stitch, it's a turning chain. So I'm going to add one more chain, and now I have 26 chains. So to begin my first row, I'm going to skip this first chain that we just did, and then insert my hook into the following, and then work a single crochet. And this is in US terms, and in UK terms it's a double crochet. And then into the following. So I'm putting one single crochet in each chain, like this. So I'm going to continue putting one single crochet in each chain up until all the chains are done. So here I've finished the first row, and if you count your stitches, here I have 25 stitches. So next up we're going to begin the pattern. So you begin the row with a chain of 3, and this is going to act as my first double crochet, and in UK terms it's a treble crochet, and then you turn. So here I also want to put 2 more double crochets in the first stitch at the base of the chain that we just did. So this is the first stitch, this one, but we're going to be inserting a hook in the back loop. Okay, so we have the front and the back. So here, yarn over, insert 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, and then pull through. So that's 2 again. In the back loop, another double crochet, and then pull through. So next I skip a stitch, this one, and then in the following I put a single crochet, but this time I'm going to be inserting below the top 2 loops, not in the back loop, and then work a single crochet. Next I skip a stitch, and then in this one I'm going to put 5 double crochets in the back loop. So that's 1 double crochet, and over, insert again, 2 double crochet, insert again, 3 double crochet, insert again, 4 double crochet, and the last one, 5 double crochets. I skip a stitch, and then in the next one, below both loops, I work a single crochet. Okay, again I skip a stitch, and then in the next one I put 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Again I skip a stitch, this one, and then in this one I put a single crochet. Like this. Okay, so I'm going to repeat: skip a stitch, put 5 double crochets, skip a stitch, put 1 double crochet, up until I'm at the end of the row. So here I'm at the end and I'm left with 2 stitches, 1, 2, and I've just done a single crochet here. So in the last stitch I'm going to put 3 double crochets. So if you begin with a chain 3, you finish your row with 3 double crochets, not 5. So that's 1, and make sure that when you crochet the double crochets, you're inserting your hook in the back loop only, so that we create the curving, the curve-like structure of the stitches. This one, and this is the back side. So we've completed the second row, and moving on to the next one. So we're going to be alternating, starting with a chain 3 and also starting with a single crochet. So here, this one we finished with 3 double crochets. So the next row we're going to begin with a single crochet. So for that you chain 1 and then 10. From here onwards up until you finish, you'll be skipping 2 stitches, not 1. So here I've just done a chain, this one, and we're going to skip this one. It doesn't count as a stitch. And then in the first stitch, this one, I insert below the 2 loops and work a single crochet. And then I skip 2 stitches. So you want to turn your stitches so that they face you. So I'm going to skip 1, 2, and then in this one, in the back loop, I'm going to put 5 double crochets. So that's 1. In the back loop again, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. I skip 2 stitches again. That's 1, 2, and then in this one I insert below the 2 loops of the stitch, and then I work a single crochet like that. I skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then in this one, in the back loop, I put 5 double crochets. That's 1, again, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Next I skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then in the third one, below both loops, I put 1 single crochet. So it should come out something like this. So I'm going to continue, skip 2 stitches, put 5 double crochets, skip 2 stitches, put a single crochet below both loops up until I'm towards the end of the row. So here I'm now towards the end of the third row, and here, because we began with a single crochet, here you also finish the row with a single crochet. So here you might want to turn your stitches so that you see the third stitch here. So we have 1, 2, and then in this one, so you'll find that the last stitch is a chain from the chain 3 that we did at the beginning of the previous row. So here I'm just going to adjust this so that we see where we can insert our hook. Okay, so here we're going to skip 1, 2. So this is the stitch that we want. So if you turn it, you'll find that we have a small bump at the back. This one, I hope it's clear. This small bump at the back of that stitch. So I want to insert our hook in between the top 2 loops and that back bar or back bump. Okay, so that when you turn your hook, you find that you insert it in between the back bar like this. Okay, then I'm going to work a single crochet like this. So this completes the third row. So to begin the fourth row, since we finished with a single crochet, the next row we begin with a chain of 3. That's 1, 2, and then 3. and then you turn. So next, at the base of that chain, I put 2 double crochets in the back loop. That's 1, and then another 1, 2. I skip 2 stitches, and then in the third I put a single crochet, so that 1, 2, and then in this one below both loops I work a single crochet. I skip 1, 2, and then in this one I put 5 double crochets in the back loop only. That's 1, and then 2, 3, 4, and then 5. I skip 2 stitches, put a single crochet. So I'm going to repeat that up until I'm towards the end of the row. So here again I'm left with 3 stitches, and because we began with a chain of 3 and 2 double crochets, we're going to finish off with 3 double crochets. So here skip 2, and then in this last one in the back loop I'm going to put 3 double crochets. So this completes the 4th row, and we're going to be repeating the 3rd and the 4th row up until you have reached your desired height. So what really differs between the 3rd and the 4th row is the way we begin each row. So for the 3rd row we begin with a single crochet. The 4th row we begin with a chain 3. So here we just completed the 4th row, and to move on to the next row I repeat what we did with the 3rd row, and that is I chain 1, and then I turn, and then in the first stitch I put a single crochet below both loops, and then from there we repeat the pattern. Skip 2 stitches, and then in here I put 5 double crochets. Skip 2 stitches, you put a single crochet. Skip 2 stitches, you put 5 double crochets, and make sure that when you crochet the 5 double crochets you're inserting your hook in the back loop, and then the single crochet you're inserting below the both loops of the stitch. So that's 4, and then that's 5. And here when you begin with a single crochet your row, the last stitch of the row is going to be single crochet. So I'm going to finish up this one and add a few more rows, and then come back to show you the result. So here I've added a few more rows, and this is how you count the rows. So you find that we have the first row, which was single crochet, and this one is a border, and then the next row is going to be this one. Okay, on this side it will be this one that is curving outwards here. So we have 1 row of single crochet, and then the second row, which is the curved shell, and then 3, and then 4, 5, 6, and then 7. Okay, so that's how you count the rows. So you can keep on adding more rows to your desired height, and then when you finish up you can just put another row of single crochet, that's just like we did at the beginning here. Thank you for watching Mima's Crochet. Please do subscribe, like and comment for more videos. Thank you.